I think to myself every day, how the fuck I'm gon' get rich? Used to run up on the block with a counterfeit. Young nigga had a couple loose screws. Ain't no way you can cope, we gon' find you. They can't double up, now it's time to.
Alright, how we doing, guys? Not gonna lie, today's trade was, I got stopped out in profit again, bruh. ES was definitely, as you can see right here, ES was definitely in the move. What I like to do is I like to trade, like I like to frame my trades on both indexes to see what I would have taken on this one compared to what I would have taken on this one. Nasdaq's trade, I had more confluences on Nasdaq. ES trade, I had literally like one less confluence, but that trade literally would have ended up like, you know, hitting take profit. I got stopped out in profit, and let's talk about how I wanted shorts, but you know, I had to play for longs instead. Anyways, coming into today, market open, this was just so bro, this is so disappointing. Coming in today, I wanted, well, it was clear it was London session manipulation because we manipulated the Asia highs. We had a reversal, 5-minute bearish structure, we just continue bearish order flow. What did I want to see? I wanted to see New York continuation. So on top of that, we got a New York continuation, obviously, but I want to see a manipulation coming in the New York Open, so the way I could take a short, because I was playing for bears today, bro. I was fully short. I was playing for bears. I wanted shorts to Asia lows, the new week opening gap, this hourly gap. Dog, obviously, if I took a trade to the new week opening gap, you know, the consistency rule, but that was my draw on liquidity. Right off open, market takes out everything. I look at my computer, bro. I kid you not, bro. I kid you not. I literally pull out this face, bro. Dog, bro. Words can't even explain how defeated I felt when all my, and it wasn't even like it took 1 minute at a time, bro. We rushed. We genuinely rushed to the freaking new week opening gap, not new week, the new day opening gap, bro. We rushed to that end, dog, bro. The speed at which open just came in and just shit the bed, bro. Within 2 candles, we took it out. I I, I literally felt defeated. I was like, wow, you know what? I'm either done for the day or I want longs to a PD array. That's how I was feeling at that moment. I was like, damn, bro, we took out everything I wanted, and the reason for that was because on market open, pre-market, we ended up. I don't trade pre-market. I will probably never ever trade pre-market until I'm literally like, you know, funded, because you know some good trades do happen off of pre-market, but you know pre-market is a little bit risky because you have 9:30 a.m. manipulation if it manipulates. But in this case, we did not, because we ended up having a 5-minute SMT, which ended up being a 15-minute SMT as well. It corresponded on both time frames. On top of that, we were just constructing bearish order flow down to, you know, these draws. So with this SMT being protected lows and just having bearish order flow, every PD array was getting respected in the books. You know, it was pretty hard price to not manipulate. But anyways, draw on liquidity, everything got booked. I'm literally sitting down here. I'm like, damn. Okay, only thing we could bounce back is I don't want to take any more shorts because I don't have any good levels to bounce off. Because if we zoom out on the higher time frame, right, on the 4-hour, we're in a gap. So we have no highs, no lows of 4-hour liquidity. We're still in the gap here. We had our new dog, or not new dog. Well, yeah, we had our end dog on the 15-minute and on the 5-minute. Only thing I could really hope for was just an SMT somewhere, right? An SMT somewhere, and I'd be like, you know what? I'm happy. We could do that. So what did I do? That is exactly what we did. After we came in, filled in this new week opening gap on ES. We didn't fill it fully on ES, but we did fill it fully on Nasdaq. We ended up coming down low, creating a 5-minute and 1-minute SMT with this low right here from yesterday's closure, actually, right here from yesterday's closure. Hello? Right here from yesterday's closure. That was on the 5-minute. It corresponded with the 5-minute and 1-minute as well. I saw this on the 1-minute, and I'm like, okay, you know what? This is exactly what I want, because it makes sense. It's in the new dog. It's in the new day opening gap. We have a 5-minute SMT. We have an unfilled 5-minute gap. I was like, you know what? I want to take it to the fill of the unfilled 5-minute. You know, I also had conviction that we were gonna, like, you know, completely inverse this, or at least, you know, just touch the top, or at least like touch like the 50% mark. Obviously, we did not. We just came in, tapped it. We just really just came in, tapped it, and just dipped. I really wanted us to at least touch 50% mark. Like obviously, I knew longer term we were going to be bearish, but obviously along to an unfilled PD array makes the most sense when your draws are taken. Like that's like the last that you could do for a trade. Other than that, you're just done for the day. So we had the 5-minute SMT, we had the 1-minute SMT. From there, I'm like, okay, let's get to work, bro. I'm ready to get down in the field. What did we have here? We had, this was actually pretty free. I ended up market ordering this trade, which is the reason why the stop loss is kind of big. Um, excuse me. So new confluence used. We ended up disrespecting the 79% Fibonacci tool. We ended up having, because this is like the respect for like bearish order flow. If we would have respected and then continue going, obviously we did not respect it. We ended up wicking below it. I mean wicking above it, body closuring above it. We also ended up inversing this gap and tapping into this unfilled gap. We also had our change of the state plus SMT. No, we did not tap into equilibrium. But however, if you look at this whole entire range, like if you look at this whole entire range, we are obviously, this was obviously in a deep discount. So was equilibrium on the 1 minute? No. Was equilibrium on the 5 minute? Yes, because obviously we were in a deep discount up in the range. But obviously I didn't account for that. I really accounted for the 79% Fibonacci disrespect, gap filled, inverse gap, change of the state, 4 confluences, and that is exactly what we had. Oh, SMT, 5 confluences. So that is exactly what we had. To be honest, my original entry was going to be on this candle, the one right before this, but we literally like did not respect, we did not inverse this gap at all. I was honestly just waiting for the inverse of this gap. I didn't really care about this gap way too much, but since we ended up coming down, filling in this gap, and then on top of that inversing this gap, my entry was literally at the top. So I was like, you know what, bro, that's perfectly fine by me. I will literally take that, and it matches everything, and I'm already having high conviction. So I'm like, boom, let's get that break even. Excuse me. Break even was gonna be when we reached the 5-minute PD array. Well, when we reached the 5-minute gap, which was right here on this red line. Let's literally like unmark a lot of things. Sorry, I told you guys about that. I told you guys about that. This is the new dog. I don't even care about it anymore. But at the beginning of this 5-minute gap, as you guys can see right here, that was gonna be my break even, and we already swept out all these low resistance lows right here on the 1 minute. So I'm like, okay, that's perfectly calm. I ended up going break even. What I wanted to see was price to come down and respect this gap and then continue higher. We did not do that. We just ended up continuing higher. We ended up inversing this 1-minute gap as well, which ended up giving me more conviction to literally just that we were gonna go at least at 50%. I like minimum to 50%. That's what I was thinking. But to be honest, at the peak of this trade, I was up like, I want to say like 900, almost $1,000 on this. The reason why I count the money on this because I don't want to go past the consistency rule, and I usually do not look at like my P&L. I just literally follow the rules. If it follows it, it follows it. I look, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. I just look at the P&L when I'm like heavy, like when I'm like heavy in profit. When I know I'm heavy in profit by just looking at the candlesticks, and I'm like, okay, because if it goes past my consistency rule or like closer to it, I actually have to like manually close it, even if I didn't hit take profit yet. So that's why I just like check it if I'm at like a peak of the trade. So at the peak of this, I was at like 1K, 900, like 950, 1K right here. But excuse me. Um, 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 um. But I mean, yeah, we went break even. Price ended up disrespecting this. I think we made an SMT somewhere because, but I don't know. I think it was from market high because we ended up. No, I think it was equal highs. Don't tell me it was equal. It was equal highs. Wow. Okay, so we did end up creating an SMT. That makes a lot of sense. We ended up creating an SMT from market highs. I mean pre-market highs from these equal highs right here, and then we ended up having a lower low. Obviously, we did not take that high. Honestly, this trade was actually pretty good. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. This trade was not bad at all. Everything was followed to the tick. Obviously, I use a confluence that I don't really like show you guys. The 79% fib tool. Obviously, you guys watch TJR. You guys know that he uses this. I've been implementing this literally since, honestly, like a day before his video came out about like order flow and the Fibonacci tool. So it's like I technically been using this before TJR. But to be honest, he's probably been using this like way before me, like off the scenes, obviously, before he went like public with it. But yeah, I mean, this is like a pretty good tool if I want to see like order flow get disrespected, in my opinion. But I mean, other than that, this trade was really good. Um, Only downside is like the fact that I didn't get my original draw. Like my original buys were shorts. I was playing for bears today, but unfortunately I had to switch teams to longs, and like we ended up getting stopped out in profit. So I mean, we ended up walking away with profit, but it wasn't like a lot. I'm only up like what, $200. But I mean, hey, $200 is $200. You feel me? Obviously it's simulated money, but you feel me? As long as I'm closer to passing my funded, that's literally all that matters. Patience, discipline, just waiting for everything. The mark has literally been paying off, bro. It's honestly beautiful. Um, the fact that I'm able to just like tell myself, yo, shut the fuck up, sit the fuck down, and let's just see. Let's talk about ES though, because ES was pretty chill. We ended up having our SMT. We did not sweep the low here. That's why I said ES was probably the better move. We did not sweep the low. On top of that, we ended up having our change of the state. We did not have our gap fill. We just had our inverse fair value gap. And to be honest, this would have been like the only like entry that would have been calm. But to be honest, like I said, I only wow. One mini is $62. Is this right? Damn, why is it so low? Okay, that's kind of crazy. But usually, if I risk two minis, it's $325. But $125 for two minis, that's kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That is kind of crazy. The volatility is probably like really slow now or something. But I was gonna say, but yeah, I'm usually risking two minis on ES just because it's like $300 and it's the same amount as one mini on Nasdaq. But this definitely would have been the trade. Obviously, would have hit take profit. You're probably wondering what this is. This is the 50% mark of a 15-minute fair value gap. Yes, I like to target the constant encroachment, the 50% mark of fair value gaps, because price is tend to go there and either disrespect it or just run through it, and it's good probability, at least for me. That's what I like to target. Um, and yeah, I mean, this definitely would have been the trade. Would have been a 2R, just boom, literally straight to it. But I liked ES. I mean, not ES. I like Nasdaq more just because I have more confluences. Change of the state, 79% fib, gap fill, inverse fair value gap, and SMT. Five confluences compared to what, literally three. So obviously this one will give me more conviction. Obviously this one was definitely way more like laggier since we swept the low on this one. ES did not. Um, but I mean, hey, at the end of the day, the end of the day, it really comes down to how you manage your trade, how you mitigate your risk, and I was really good at mitigating my risk. My stop loss was originally below the swing low, but I ended up having to literally move it to have a good RR on this because what? Because of market ordering, my trade was like a 1.9. If I literally limit ordered, it would have been a way better R to be honest. But I mean, yeah, that's pretty much it. I have literally no complaints at all whatsoever. This was a really good trade, really good day. Not really good trade. It was a good trade, not really good since we obviously didn't hit the draw on liquidity, but I'm satisfied with it. Although it's like stopped in profit, I'm satisfied with it. We had everything I wanted. So I mean, yeah, I'm gonna just keep the drawings on because I need to put this in my Notion. But other than that, I will see you guys. Probably not tomorrow. I will probably not trade tomorrow. We have NFP tomorrow. Um, so I will see you guys on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Well, obviously next week. Next week is looking super good for trading. Um, but yeah, I'm probably done for the week. Tomorrow, I probably will not trade. I'll probably just see how the market is, just like how I did yesterday. I did not trade yesterday. Um, we are doing pretty good, man. Pretty good, pretty good. But that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys the next time I take a trade. I love you guys. Peace. Thank you guys for enjoying.